Hi,
Hi. Oh, Molly's coming too.
Molly's coming.
I'm here.
Molly's here.
Hi.
I think it might be just us. We'll see if Barbara said she might not make it, but we'll
Okay.
see.
Okay.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, hanging in there.
Gee, that sounds really like you're not sharing something, and that is okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yep. How are you, LaSalle?
Pretty good.
Good.
Little stuff to talk about today.
Okay.
You do?
Yeah, which
Let's hear
relates
it.
to my pretty good answer.
Okay, let's hear it.
And part of me is okay with this, but I've got two important things to put my attention to and finish. I'm just going to get rid of my self view because don't need to see me. Um, so I've got two things in my lap, and my head says just sit down and take care of them. And everything else says, well, I've got to get this garden bed ready and I have to talk to that construction person. And um, so I'm not totally comfortable with my taking a break. The two things are to add a little bit to the article that I wrote that they love for the Strides
Of
magazine.
course, they love it.
Yes.
Thank you for receiving that.
It wasn't totally without some bumps, but I received it. Thank you.
Yep.
And the other is I have the formatted paperback back from my formatter. So I need to spend some time with that and see
Mhm.
what needs to be changed. And then that's like a couple of big things. Oh, so sudden flash of insight. A couple of big things that are important to me and I'm eager to get done, but I don't have something following it. So it's like I don't really want to get them done without having something else afterwards. And I do have other things afterwards, but that just came to mind. This little blip. Your
I mean,
eye.
don't you have your next book project after?
I do. That came to mind. Yes, I do
Okay.
have something else.
Okay. So I'm hearing you say that you have all of these kind of personal things to take care of, and you are feeling bad or like you don't want to take a break from the book stuff because it's almost done. But because it's almost done, there's maybe some resistance happening because you don't want it to be done.
Something like that. I'm my pattern is beginning, middle, end.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm at the end point, and that's where I tend to disappear anyway. So I'm just saying that I'm from that perspective. I'm watching myself do my early pattern endings,
Mm-hmm.
and even if I do my early pattern endings, I still really want to get both these projects done. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Have you set a launch date for the book?
I did, but then I changed it. But
Okay.
I did one for April 15th, so just to throw it into um Bowker with the ISBNs. They like a published date.
Uh-huh.
Then it came close to April 15th and I knew it wasn't gonna be April 15th. So I might have put May 15th or May 30th. I didn't
Okay.
put it up. So it's May 15th. I need to check because May 15th would be a little bit pushing it because oh, you know what? This is part of it too. I started looking at the formatted paperback and got to about page 7 and went, why did she do that?
Mm.
And just put it aside because it's like, oh. I'm
Now there's
still,
something you have to address.
yeah, I'd like to just give it to a formatter and then it's all formatted and I can publish it. But
Mhm.
there's a back and forth with it. So
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
So what do you feel like you need right now?
A nap was the first word that came to mind.
Okay.
And I don't really. It's like my Rip Van Winkle thing. Just goes through-
What does that mean?
Oh, you don't know Rip Van Winkle?
Well, I do, but what do
Went
you
to school
mean?
for 20 years.
Oh, okay. So
It's
it's your Rip Van Winkle thing because it's like a way to avoid what you're supposed to be doing.
for 20 years.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So, what I need to do, and I didn't bring my appointment book up, is schedule time when I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So it sounds like you know what you need.
yeah, I just need to do that. And even if it's
Okay.
Need to talk it out.
20 minutes at a time,
Yeah.
I can do 20 minutes.
Mhm.
What'd you
And
say, Mo?
talking.
I said you just need to talk it out.
Yeah.
That's some of it. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would also add to pick a launch date and stick to it.
You would, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that would require I don't know, picking a realistic launch date.
Yeah. Well, is there anything coming up that would make sense to coordinate the launch around, like an anniversary or like a birthday or I don't know.
Some
Just-
sort of like made up holiday, like it's international.
International Launch Day.
Yeah.
or
there you
like
go.
or like National Horses Day or something
Yeah.
like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Rusty's birthday is in July,
Oh,
but that just seems
too far away.
Far.
too far away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, excuse me one second.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to go get my appointment book so I can get
Oh,
specific.
my dog's just barking.
We're all disappearing from Zoom.
Yeah,
Hello.
everyone, bye.
I'll be back.
I had to go get Walker. He was up on my shelves and about to hit and knock over a picture frame.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and rehome him. He's just
That's kind of a big thing, but you know
too
what?
much.
You tried.
I tried. It's been almost 2 years and he's just too much.
Do you think you would be
Oh.
better in a house with just him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he needs to be like a barn cat.
You should ask LaSalle. You should ship him to LaSalle.
Ship him to LaSalle. No. How
Yeah.
would I do that? Because he enjoys being outside, but he is in the habit of coming in for his food and at night. And so he knows that the house is available and comfortable.
Yep.
So I can't turn him into an outdoor only cat, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So just talking about Walker, my cat Walker Lisselle, I think I might have to rehome him. He's just,
He's the new one,
well, he's not that new anymore. It's almost been 2 years.
the newer
But
one.
the newer one, yeah, and he's too much. It's too much energy. I mean, like he's very rambunctious and energetic, which is fun, but like that's not the type of cat that I need, you know?
Yeah.
So, and he won't like, well, I had to just get up because he was on my bookshelves and about to knock over a picture frame. So anyway, Lisselle, do you feel complete?
Yep. And I brought I went to get my appointment book so I could really look at where can I plug in an hour here, an hour there, because
Yeah.
we're done. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. It is just with every project, it's like that last 10%. Like the
Yeah.
last 10% is the hardest, I swear.
Yeah.
Just so
Yeah.
hard. Like I look
Yeah.
around my house and so many things are 90% done. You know?
I do know.
Yes. So I do think that's because you're like, it's basically done. That's good enough. Anyway.
Well, what's going on with you, my dear?
What is going on with me? Great question. Just sort of still hanging out in the discomfort of not really knowing what's going to happen with my book. Which is okay. I mean, because I have been checking in with my agent, and it just sounds like everything in the publishing world is really weird right now.
Yeah.
And tariffs are, of course, not helping. Trump's not helping. Nothing is, yeah, that good right now. So,
Mhm.
so I'm just sort of like, okay, I'll just continue to focus on what I can control. So, trying to do at least one Substack post a week and trying to, interact with people on there and without having it be like, I feel like Instagram, which I'm sure you guys both are aware that there's been a lot of pushback on the platform from writers being like, don't try to make it like everywhere else,
Mhm.
which has been kind of interesting. But yeah, so I don't know, like I told you guys how I decided I was just gonna be very overt in my um in by explaining that I'm looking to like build my readership there because I'm looking to publish my book. And so I feel like, hold on, I'm gonna tell you because it's kind of fun. I have, since I started doing that and like really focusing on it, my subscribers have grown. Hold on, let me see here. I've gotten almost 50 more subscribers.
That's awesome.
That is awesome, isn't it?
Mhm.
And then followers, like over 200.
That's awesome.
I know. So I don't know. I mean, I don't, so I'm just sort of continuing on there. I am considering I keep thinking I should probably be pitching more stories to different places. Of course, like I know, Jana knows that I get kind of locked up with where my writing fits because I feel like it doesn't really fit in the literary community,
Mhm.
which is also, I feel like my writing only fits in the literary community if like you put Anne Lamott's name on it or something. I feel like, you know what I'm saying is I don't feel like her writing is amazing and I don't feel like it's particularly like literary and
Literary.
serious,
No.
but you
And
just
she's
kind of,
not and she's not someone who came up in the like literary magazine journal publishing world either. It's very academic. That side of the writing world is very academic. It's where the snobby
yeah.
writers hang out.
Yes. So I'm trying to figure out I mean, I know that not snobby writers hang out here. Also, LaSalle, I sent I sent Jana the screenshot of because she, was looking to get people to go to Provence for a book for like a writing retreat. And I sent it to a writer friend of mine because we're just trying to get anyone anybody please go to this.
Yeah.
Um and hold on. I'm sorry. I want to just read it. It's I feel like I can do this because there's only three of us here. But anyway, I said I
Being
asked her,
recorded.
what?
It is being recorded.
Oh yeah. I said, would you or any other writer friends have an interest in a writer's retreat in June in Provence? And she said, that sounds fabulous. But most of the writers I know only do residencies where everything is paid for or you even get paid, not paid retreats. I know I can't go because my paperback is out in July, but I'll ask around. And I was just like, ugh, fuck everyone. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
anyway, so I'm just sort of feeling like, where is my place? I don't know where my place is.
Oh,
And that has been a little bit, it's been tricky. And I've been thinking like maybe I'll start pitching some stories to like the Star Tribune, which is the Minneapolis paper, or pitching to, I don't know. I don't know what would be another good place for that, but I just have to like I do keep reminding myself that I get a lot of DMs and emails and just like text messages and random people I see out in the world that they're like, I love your writing. You're my favorite writer. I've got this lady who's, I don't even know. She's like lives somewhere in my neighborhood who is she's like in her late 70s and she's like, I am so glad I found you. You're my new favorite writer. And I'm like, see, there's people out there that are interested in what I have to say. And they're just, it's not this tiny circle of like little snobby literary people. So I don't know.
so I don't know how much you go into the mental health stuff in your book,
A fair amount.
but there's that whole realm from NAMI to Psychology Today to I don't know what else, but there's a lot of online and print magazines. I think they're still print. I don't really know.
There is.
That that if there's a mental health component, yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of mental health.
That's a good point. And I was thinking, Molly, who would be a good person to ask about because just like places to submit because she's so good at doing it for herself is Susie.
Oh, yeah.
She is good at that. Yeah.
And finding unique and different places.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That would be good. I know what at some point my agent was like, we should, I mean, obviously like the whole you should write a viral article. It's like that's not really how that works.
No.
I mean, yeah, I should. I wonder what it will be. It's like
How about one of your already written articles should go viral?
yeah, I know. I did have it happen one time and it was super overwhelming and
Yeah.
yeah, that was like 10 years ago. 8 years ago. So, I don't know. But yeah, I'm just sort of figuring out what I can do now that I feel like I'm sort of waiting. And also thinking like, should I be maybe working on something new? That's
Weren't you
another
working
thing.
on a new book for a little while?
Yeah, I was. I mean, I kind of am. It is fiction, which I don't know. What I really want is for it to be nonfiction, just be able to write the real story that I feel like I'll get sued for if I write the real story, which is why it's fiction. So
Mm.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't I feel like I signed an NDA. I think I did.
Oh, did you?
I
You
think
did.
so. I think I signed an NDA. Because this
Oh,
other book is about my like job working for a celebrity chef.
mm.
And I do think I signed one, but I can't remember. That would probably be good to know. Yeah.
Mhm. You know what you could do if you feel like the calling it fiction is kind of a hang up?
Yeah.
Just write it as nonfiction so that you could get it written. And then later on, you can go back through and modify and change things to make it fiction.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, basically that. I mean, I probably just should do that. hmm and I also, okay, so I I read Lori Woolever's memoir, which she was Anthony Bourdain's assistant,
Mm.
also worked for Mario Batali for a while.
Hmm.
And so I read her book, which is like in some ways pretty similar to the thing I would be writing. So I've been DMing with her to just see like I was like, how did you get around legal stuff? And but she told me she just never had to sign anything.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
also, when was her book published? Was it published after Anthony Bourdain died?
Yeah, it was just published like 2 months ago.
Okay. So
Oh yeah. And she was also
that's
very respectful
uh-huh.
of him. And Mario Batali is just like everybody knows he's a sleazebag now, so
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
whatever. But I don't know.
Well,
So
yeah, you could just write it as nonfiction, have a lawyer look at it, and then decide if you need to fictionalize it.
yeah,
Why don't you do that?
maybe. Yeah, I could. Well, I'm gonna think about it. Yeah.
Good.
Yep. Also, it's like is is fiction easier to sell? I don't.
Well, I think if you get your first book sold and you're established in the nonfiction memoir space, then your second book of nonfiction memoir would sell,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep. Yeah.
Like, personally, if you're a nonfiction writer, I think you should be a nonfiction writer
Yeah.
because otherwise, it's like when you're writing memoir, it kind of turns into this thing where fiction writers are fiction writers, except they have this one off memoir.
Yes.
It's not really, it doesn't go really the other way where nonfiction writers have several nonfiction books and this one off fiction book.
I mean, people do it, but I do feel like Sloane Crosley had that where I don't know if you've read any of her stuff,
Mm-mm.
but she's mostly nonfiction and then wrote a novel and I was just like, nah, because I really do I like her writing.
Mm.
Not her. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I
But
think
interesting to think about.
I definitely am like, if I see a nonfiction writer that I like suddenly have a novel, I'm like, I don't want to read it. I don't personally, because I'm just like, I don't read a lot of fiction in the first place. And
Mhm.
when I like the way that a writer writes nonfiction, I don't think it translates personally.
Yeah.
I'll
That's
just
doesn't
share
Barbara
my
have one?
experience with Chrissy McDonald's books because she's written a couple of nonfiction. Her husband is Mark Grashit, who's written a lot of nonfiction, mostly around horse stuff, both of them. And then Chrissy started writing fiction. It's fabulous.
Mm.
Fabulous. She ended up with a trilogy and now she's working on something else. And it's kind of the way I feel. She's not at the level of Barbara Kingsolver, where it's like, I don't want to finish this because I have to wait a year or two for her next book type of thing. But it's along that line, like kind of anything she writes, I know she's going to have researched it. She will have amazing characters and some twists to keep me wanting to read more. So just to say, here's one person
Mhm.
gone from nonfiction to fiction, and it's blown my mind. So
I have like 40,000 words written for this, for this novel, but it was fun to write. I enjoyed aspects of it. Maybe I just need to go back and read it, but it did feel a little bit like trying to like write with my left hand when I'm
Yeah.
right-handed, you
Yeah.
know? So,
That's a good way to put it. Because I
yeah.
felt that like when I was in grad school, that's when I found the genre of creative nonfiction. And I didn't know that you could write nonfiction in a crafting way. Like when you go to grad school for writing, it's like fiction or poetry. At least that's the way it
Yeah.
was when I was in grad school, now almost 20 years ago. Gosh. Um, but I always felt that way. Like it was so contrived. Like I was trying to force something that wasn't fitting right.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's a great analogy. Like you're trying to write left-handed when you're actually right-handed.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Yep. Like, oh yeah, just put the pen in the other hand and then like that's the move.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
move. Yeah.
Uh well, I don't
Um,
have any updates myself because I told you all my big news and that I had sent off my book description and I'm still just kind of waiting to hear from people. So no updates for me. Were you going to
mhm.
say something else, Molly?
No,
Okay.
I, I wasn't going to.
Okay. Okay.
Are you feeling good about that?
Yeah, the agent, well I guess there is maybe one little update. The acquisitions editor at the publisher responded to me and explained a little bit more that I didn't realize she's in the academic department of the publisher. And so those books would all be peer reviewed, and their primary audience are people in academia and people who are getting degrees.
Hmm.
And so I just went back to her, and she had this form that's basically like a book proposal, but in a format where you just kind of answer the questions that she asked me to fill out. And I said, yes, of course I can do that. But before I do, I had these other questions I wanted to ask her specifically because this book is not a textbook. It's like it certainly is a guide for writers, but it's not a textbook. So I wanted to just make sure that it still sounded like something that would work for them. I'm not sure it's going to be a good fit, but I might still just pursue it because it's an opportunity. And then the agent, I emailed her the stuff and let her know because I had been going back and forth with her on Instagram. And so then I followed up with her on Instagram and let her know that I emailed. And she had said she was like on deadline for a couple things. So she should be able to get to it next week, which was last week. And I haven't heard from her. So I'll probably give
Hmm.
her another week or two before I follow up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am feeling good about it. But one thing I said to the agent when I emailed her was like, I would like to send this to other agents. Like I was going to follow up with agents that I had queried with my memoir who haven't responded.
Hmm.
And so I asked her to let me know if she wanted to talk before I did that. So I'm holding off on doing that until I hear from her.
Yeah. That's
So
good
yeah.
though.
Hmm. Yeah. So we'll see. In fact, Amanda would be one person. No, although she did pass, but I think I could still reach back out to her and say, hey, I know that you passed on this, but now I have this other project. Would you be interested? So I think she's someone I would follow up with.
I totally would follow up with her because she is I feel like she's very like the topic of your book seems really in line with what she's into right now. And have
Yeah,
you
because I've
Yep.
seen her talking about that book that you told us about,
Yeah,
the one
the
about
we need your
we
art.
need, yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, that's what it is. But
Yeah.
it kind of feels like in line with that and
Mhm.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
think that could be a good option.
Thank you.
Hmm. So,
So we'll see when that kind of comes around. still trying to give this other agent first right of refusal, I guess is what it would be. Would it be
Yeah.
considered something like
Yeah,
that?
something like that.
So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. How is your podcast going?
It's going okay.
Yeah.
I just recorded 2 episodes before getting on this with you guys, and I have episodes recorded for the entire month of May, and I was thinking maybe I'll pause because I'll be gone the last 2 weeks, like I'll be gone the end of May into the beginning of June. So maybe I'll just take a pause and a break, and I'm kind of working behind the scenes on how to redo all of the business things over on Substack to
Mhm.
where the membership subscription, the highest level membership subscription there would include our group coaching, that maybe a chat eventually, comments on the posts. I'd still do
Mhm.
the weekly accountability posts behind the paywall with a live video. So I'm kind of thinking about all of that behind the scenes. And I was thinking it might make sense to just kind of pause the podcast, get all that figured out and set up, and kind of relaunch a little bit.
Mhm.
So we'll see.
Are you thinking of leaving Mighty Networks?
I'm thinking of leaving Mighty Networks. Yeah. But that means I have to figure out how I could put all the paywall content over on Substack, like the course library and stuff.
I wonder.
Yeah. And like the other thing is, I'm not sure how I would host events there. Like, okay, so the top tier membership would include the group coaching, but where do I put the event? Like this, the event schedule, like that's kind of one little like tech thing that I'm trying to conceptualize in my brain.
Yeah. I'm sure there's
So
someone on Substack writing about how you do all this stuff on Substack.
yeah, well, I joined the Substack writers at work.
Yeah, so what do you think about that? I'm on that one too.
Well, so far so good. I joined her mastermind,
Okay.
and the group that I joined hasn't started yet. Her onboarding is May 8th, I think. So
Can I do that?
I'm gonna, yeah, you could.
I'm gonna write it down.
Because and so that's almost exactly what she's doing, where her top tier membership has the mastermind with these group calls. So now I'm going to just kind of like pay attention to how she does it,
Yeah.
but then also be in her mastermind to ask how she does it.
Yes. I think that is smart. I mean, I feel like I do stuff like that all the time where I'm like I sign up for something partially because I want the content, but then also I just want to see how people are like doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I find it to be
Yeah.
interesting. And it's sort of like I'll give myself some like to take the pressure off if I ever sign up for an online course. I'm like, okay, they're promising all of this. That's probably unrealistic, but if you can get like 2 or 3 really solid ideas or
Yeah.
things out of it, it's probably worth it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. Well, so check it out, because if you join, then we'd be on the same track, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not even really sure what it is, but I'm curious. Sometimes I feel like I miss stuff on there too, so surprise,
It's
surprise, I miss
her.
stuff all the
So
time.
you can pay to have access to all of her content, and then her top tier membership is her mastermind.
Okay.
So that's what I did.
All right.
So
I'll check that out.
yeah. Well, if there isn't anything else, I will pause recording.
Yeah,
And-
that's good. I also have to take my dog to the vet, so